You know, chat, I don't really make my personal problems like public for people to know. I just feel as if my problems are no better or worse than anybody else's problems. So I tend to just keep my problems to myself and just learn how to deal with it on my own, you know? Which maybe might not be a healthy thing for me, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like afraid or scared of what people will say or think about me. It's just hard for me to express myself with the mannerism of trying to be happy and talk about my situation at the same time. So I try to look at the happy side, like my goals for this year. So one of my goals was to graduate high school this year. It was always something that my mom wanted for me before she passed away. So I graduated high school 2 months ago. Yes, I am 21, graduating in 2026. I dropped out of high school when I was 18 because I wanted to take care of my mom. She had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She always used to tell me that she wanted me to finish my school to become a doctor or a nurse. So me finishing my high school this year and graduating was one of my biggest accomplishments. She's happy as well, just as much as I am. But another goal of mine for this year is to get a lot closer with my family members. Throughout being a teenager, I was always trying to be somebody that I wasn't. I was always chasing the wrong crowd, trying to fit in somewhere where I felt like I was accepted at one point. Which is probably one of the main reasons why I'm not as close as I could be with my family members. I let the feeling of depression and greed get the best of me. To be honest, I wouldn't take back any of it because it taught me how to move, it taught me how to be more responsible, and it taught me about being in different situations. And when I said that my problems are no better or worse than anybody else's, that's because of the fact that real only recognize real. Only certain people go through certain situations where other people could realize and feel the exact same feeling. Not everybody goes through the same shit. Growing up, I really never had that emotional figure that I could come and talk to. My family was always busy. I didn't know who my biological dad really was. At the time, it was just me, my mom, and my stepdad, and my little sister. Getting on here and sharing this with whoever is watching right now is honestly one of the best feelings. But I had to get over the fact of like being scared of like not trying to trauma dump on you guys. And it's not that I don't want to tell you guys about my story. It's just I don't want to be that burden of like making somebody sad or cry. Like I always just want to make people happy. Oh no, maybe I'm just some fucking happiest extremist or something. But moving on, I'm going to share with you guys my past 3 year experience. After my mom passed away, my relationship with my ex girlfriend was starting to take a turn for the worst. She started realizing things about me that she didn't know how to fix, and I don't blame her. So, after the incident with my mom, I was kind of just losing my mind at a point. I had voices in my head. One of the voices was telling me to do the most outrageous, craziest shit in the world. The other voice was basically keeping me in line, telling me I gotta keep going, keep doing what I gotta do. So at this point, I remember this one time when I was staying at my ex girlfriend's house. It was about 12 or 1 in the morning. I ended up, waking up and I told her that I can't be there at the moment. I have to just go home. And she didn't know what to do. She was asking me why I was leaving, like, what is wrong with me, and I told her that I couldn't stay. I just had to go home. And so I left, and I remember that she would always cry when I leave, and like I was just making the situation worse for her. And I didn't realize how much my decisions really affected others around me. Even though I felt like it was my own problem that I was dealing with, I didn't know that my decisions were affecting others around me. And so I started becoming a lot more depressed and a lot more nonchalant with people. And me and my ex girlfriend's relationship was finally at a turning point. And so we kind of just went on that on and off stage. While we were on that on and off stage, I ended up finding a new job for me. I was working for a direct marketing company. We marketed a bunch of different campaigns like free insurance, free phone lines, water, and etc. So I ended up working there for about almost a year. I ended up buying myself a new car. I was very, very fortunate to have what I had back then. But I let greed get the best of me. I will not go into full details about what happens next because there are just some things that I just can't say yet. Last year, 2025, I almost lost my life. So I was a victim of a robbery. I ended up getting shot in my chest, right where my lungs are. It was 1 millimeter away from my heart. I was immediately rushed to the hospital. So I was in the hospital for about a month recovering. And the day of my discharge, the surgeon came in and he was checking on me, making sure I was good. And he ended up telling me about what happened during surgery. Um, the day that they did the first surgery, I ended up passing away for about 30 seconds to like a minute. Um, they said that it was a 2% chance that I would have made it alive out of something like that. At that point, I didn't know how to feel or what to say. It was almost like it was surreal to me that the whole situation even happened in the first place. For whoever is watching right now, I know you probably got some questions like, what did it feel like getting shot, or what was I thinking at that time, or what was it like when I passed away? I'm going to be answering all those questions in this next segment. We're going to start off with, what did it feel like getting shot? I'm going to be speaking for myself and how I felt about it. To start off, it is not a good feeling. So this happened while I was in my vehicle. I remember when the shots went off, I felt like somebody just kind of knocked the air out of me. At the time that it did happen, I was already driving off and my adrenaline was masking the pain. I remember when I got to the light, I ended up drifting a red light and I looked down and there was just a puddle of blood just leaking out of my hoodie. So at that point, I had fully realized that I had been shot, and my adrenaline started going down, and an immense amount of pain just started coming through. Now, for me, the pain felt like it was just burning. Like my inside was burning, my chest was burning, and I couldn't breathe because I had been shot in my lungs. We are going to be moving on to what was I thinking at that moment. The only answer I have for this one is I was thinking about everything. I ended up pulling into somewhere safe where I knew people were outside, and I got out of the car and I laid down on the ground and someone called 911. As I was laying down on the ground, I was looking at the sky, I was looking at the trees, and this might sound crazy, but it was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. I never knew how beautiful life was until it was about to be taken away from me. And of course, my family. It would have been the last thing that they ever heard about me, the last time they would have ever seen me. And I wasn't ready to leave. I wasn't ready to quit on them yet, especially not for my little sister. And another thing, sorry, I don't want to get emotional when I say this. Another thing that I did think of was my mom. You know, knowing that she had passed away not even too long ago from when this happened, in my mind I was thinking that maybe it was my time to come be with God and come be with her. Um, I was actually begging God to stay. I asked him to just please let me live, like, even just for a little bit longer, a couple days, at least while I'm awake. And he did. He kept me alive for until now. I'm gonna say like a month, but he kept me alive until now, and so truly blessed, truly blessed. Something that I also thought about was my friends as well. I thought about all the people that I've hurt in my past, and I've thought about all the people that truly care about me, and I'd be just leaving them behind with tears, and I just honestly I just don't want to do that. I don't want anybody to cry for me. I don't want anybody to be sad. Like it's just one of my biggest pet peeves. I want to say, like, honestly, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, it's not really a pet peeve. It's just like, damn, like if you cry, like don't cry, don't cry. Like, But yeah, like my friends, thinking about them, and that just goes for anybody that cares about me in general. Like, I do think about all you guys all the time, and I don't even know if it's somebody that I don't know. I don't even know if you care about me. But if you do care about me, then I love you. But yeah, that's like the main things I thought about when it did happen to me. Moving on to the next one. What was it like when I passed away? Again, I'm going to be speaking for myself because I don't know what people's beliefs are, but this is what it was like for me. So from when the police, the EMTs, and the paramedics arrived on scene, I remember the police officers came up to me and were applying pressure on my wound. I remember telling the police officer that, please tell my family that I love them, like, please just do me that favor, and he told me that I'm going to be doing that myself and that I'm going to make it. They proceeded to cut off all my clothing, and they put me in the ambulance, and I remember that me and the paramedics were talking, and I don't know why, I forget what I said, but we were all just laughing together, you know. And then from that point, I remember getting put inside of the helicopter, and they transferred me to another hospital where it was a trauma center for patients like me. So as soon as I got into the hospital, I remember we were going down the elevator, and then we went down this long hallway. I saw all the nurses. They were all super beautiful. I remember I told them that they were all super beautiful, and they were all just smiling and stuff. But that's when we hit the ER. Things got serious. So from this point on, the surgeons are starting to gather around me. They're putting on their gloves. I'm hearing the bone saw. I'm hearing them talking about where they're about to cut me open at. I'm hearing everything. Next thing you know, I tell the doc, I'm like, hey, like, please just make sure, like, I'm asleep before you do this, like, before you do anything. And I remember them telling me, they were like, yeah, but, like, don't worry, you're in good hands. And so what ended up happening was I saw the doctor with the anesthesia. He put the shot in my arm, and then I remember I wanted to take a good ass nap. I was just, yeah, knocked out just like that, blurry vision, knocked out. So from this point forward, as I'm falling asleep, a white light just comes on top of me like this. It's literally like this. Mind you, this feels like a 20-minute dream. I was going through the best memories of my life. Every memory was the best memory. Like I wanted to stay there, honestly. It was like heaven. Like or I don't know how heaven is truly. I don't know if that was heaven or not. I can't tell you if that was heaven or not. But I didn't want to leave. It was every single good memory in my life flashing before my eyes in 20 minutes. Next thing you know, before my dream ended, I saw my mom. And I know I'm bringing up my mom a lot, but I saw her and she was a younger version of herself, like in her 20s. Like super 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 beautiful. I've never seen my mom up close and personal like that. She was shining like this is where it hit right here. As I saw my mom, she was walking up to me and she told me it wasn't my time yet. She snapped her finger and I woke up. So I wake up and I am restrained to a bed. And I remember I woke up so confused. And this about to be, hey yo, this about to be pause. I have a breathing tube down my throat. And I remember my sister was sitting next to me. And then the nurse was walking into the room. And I remember hearing something about it's been 2 weeks. I was in a induced coma for 2 weeks. Mind you, I can't talk. I'm wondering, like, I have so many questions right now. And for about 4 days, I couldn't talk because that breathing tube has been in my throat. So I am going to be saving the hospital experience for another video for anybody that is interested in wanting to hear about it. But that was what it was like passing away for me. So moving on to the next segment of this video and where I'm at currently, I ended up losing my car, which isn't everything. I mean, it's just my main thing to get around and how I can work and stuff like that. I ended up losing my car, and since then, I've just been recovering. Before I wasn't able to move my arm at all. After I got out of the hospital, I wasn't able to open my hand, which I can play Rainbow Six Siege now, guys. So, you know, not everything's bad. I didn't lose everything. I got my life back, and you know, I may not have a car right now or have a job, but I graduated school, which was one of my main goals this year, and you know, I'm just trying to start fresh again. I'm trying to do what I gotta do. I want to start my career as a therapist, maybe an OT. Occupational therapy doesn't sound too bad, but I do want to become a therapist. I want to do schooling for about 2 years and get my associate's degree, and then hopefully transfer to a university. It's honestly, it's worth the wait, but a lot of people have different views on like going to school and stuff, but it's definitely something I want to experience and do in my life. But also trying to start creating more videos and pushing out more content, because I'm always here and there. I'm always just trying to be like, when should I post a video, when should I do this, when should I do that, when really I just need to be consistent. If I want to pursue this, then this is something that I need to just stick with and not just like let go whenever I want to. But yeah. And I think now, like, any personal problems now is probably with family and like um trying to make it all right with them. And it's all that I have left. I have myself, my family, and any friends that are willing to ride with me through this journey. And obviously, whoever you are supporting, um, this is all I have so far. I'm planning to have many more. I plan to have a lot more later down in the future, but through God's grace, will I be able to do it, and believing in myself and being willing to try and make a change for my life. I just want to give a big, big thank you. There's not enough thank yous in this world for everyone that has supported me in this journey, especially when I was going through my incident. All my friends and family, I want to just thank you. A big shout out to my big sister that's in California. She flew all the way down here first quarter as soon as she heard about what happened, and I'm so grateful for her, and my oldest sister and my brother and my little sister and my dad, well, stepdad, and his fiance as well. I do want to just thank every single one of you. Even my stepdad's fiance's kids want to say thank you so much for being there for me. And the doctors, the police, the EMTs, the paramedics, all of you have done me so well. I couldn't repay you enough for what you've all done for me, and God as well. So if this has helped any of you have like a better sense of life, and I don't know what you could be going through or what it is that you're seeking out to do, but if this video helped you in any type of way, and I don't want you to see it as a video, but almost see it as there's hope in this world. There's some type of hope in this world. But yeah, I really just want to push this out to try and motivate others, to try and be able to motivate others that if you want to push your story out there, be more than willing to do that. I think that this might become a new trend for people to start doing, to actually being able to communicate and socialize, and being able to exert. I don't want to say exert, but like being able to explain themselves and share their story. You shouldn't ever feel afraid to share your story. If you feel like you've been going through it and you want someone to talk to, and you want to share your story with others, feel free to do that, And whoever is judging, they just haven't went through what you've gone through, and they don't understand, which is okay at the end of the day. That's the reason why we're storytelling it, is to help people understand our story. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this off here. I do love every single one of you that are watching, no matter if you hate me or not. I love you no matter what, and just keep it pushing. All right, peace, guys.